Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to York Sports Network, where we will be streaming the girls' varsity volleyball game. It's a top 25 matchup with a number 23 York Dukes host the number 5 Oak Park River Forest Huskies. I'm Connor Choi. With me tonight is Luca DeSanto. We're looking at an excellent matchup between two very good West Suburban teams, Luca, and Oak Park is a favorite in this, but the Dukes have the advantage of being at home.
York, like you said, 23rd in state. Struggling the past couple games, but if the thing is with this game is if they lose this game, this is their the last game of their season.
Final home game for the Dukes. Luca.
Final home game.
Yeah,
right.
final home game. Player to look out for is Jessie Trapp. She's been playing extremely well throughout the course of the season. I've been able to watch a couple of games, and she's spiking the ball down really well. She hits it extremely hard, and if the Dukes want to stay competitive in this game, they're going to need her to be at her best for sure. They're also going to need that depth to come up later in the game as well. This is a team with a decent amount of experience with some youth sprinkled in as well, but majority of their starters are seniors, as well as some of the other players that get decent share of playing time even if they don't start. But a daunting task in front of them as they take on the Huskies.
A couple of the starters here for York, Lily Roach and Emily Thelberg alongside Emily Stetton, with Katie Day out there as well. And Jessie Trapp, too. Jeez. Ball today will start with OPRF. Serving for OPRF, number 23, as OPRF tries for a spike here, and that'll be a point for them. Ball going out in the corner. Point for York. No, point for Oak Park. Ball is spiked there by York. That was number 6, Piper Barber, with the kill. Ball served by York here, going back into their territory. That'll be a side out, making it a 2-1 game in York's favor.
That's a nice heads-up play by the senior Piper Barber. She recognizes as it's going towards the right and should be out, and she makes a great decision to let it go.
As that will not be a great decision by the Dukes. There's Eddie Hesch. Failed on the serve there, not going or hitting net. OPRF will serve now, as Eddie Hesch will hit the ball out of bounds, making it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, Luca, she just got eaten up there. She raised her arms and it just hit her biceps versus her forearms, and she really couldn't put a good hit on it.
So that'll be another rough hit there by Eddie Hesch, giving another point to Oak Park. OPRF serving in the air here for York. Spiked there by Jessie Trapp with the kill.
That's Trapp's second kill within the first 7 points of the game. She's doing an excellent job early in this game establishing herself up close to the net. She's won her team 2 points.
Substitution made here. Amalia Taliopoulos in for the Dukes now, as she will get a block. That was either her or Lily Roach, a team effort by the two there, with a block on OPRF out on the Huskies.
Yeah, Dukes have good height on the floor with Emmeline Stetton, Amalia Taliopoulos, and Lily Roach.
Absolutely, Emily Stetton towers over most of her defenders. And that'll be another one there, another kill there for Jessie Trapp, starting off strong indeed.
Trapp does an excellent job in the last point. She just kind of just taps it over. She doesn't really hit it hard, normally known for most of her kills.
There's a kill there
coming
by Lily Roach.
Yeah, most of Trapp's hits were from her just spiking the ball down, hitting it extremely hard, but there she just taps it over.
Ball going into York territory. It'll be sent back over by Toliopoulos. Trapp will keep it alive. Gets it back over to OPRF. OPRF spikes it, and it will go off the hands of Piper Barber. Samantha Shelton with the hit there, making it 1 point lead there for OPRF. El Hollinger with the serve. Bounce around OPRF, but Jessie Trapp will not be able to make it to the ball there.
Yeah, she just missed a dig on that last point, and these teams are really just going back and forth.
Trapp keeps the ball alive. Piper Barber tried hitting it over, instead hits the net. Both teams off to a great start. Obviously, this game looks a bit lopsided coming in, given that this is a 5th-seeded team in the state, as there's another point for York by Emily Stetton. Oops. York keeping the ball alive here. Katie Day will get a side out going there.
Yeah, and right when you think Oak Park is going to make their first real pulling away, Dukes come right back into it.
Yeah, we haven't seen like a crazy marginal lead from them.
Yeah, you're just waiting for them to go on the run, and it's just not coming. The Dukes are doing a great job hanging in it early in this game.
This Day will try and spike the ball there to be picked back up by OPRF. And they will say that that ball touched the floor. Emily Felberg tried to go for the save there.
That's the second point.
As a timeout is called by York, so we'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You are watching York Sports Network.
We welcome you back from the timeout. It's both teams ready to take the court again. And Luca going back to that last play. That's the second point early in this game that the Dukes have just missed an opportunity to dig it out. That last point was Felberg. The one before was Jessie Trapp. And they're going to have to clean that up if they want to stay close in this game.
Kinsey Smith with the serve there by OPRF. She'll throw it up, and York will take it back, though. Day will spike it. And there it is. Another kill there by Katie Day, making it a 10-7 game.
Serving for the Huskies, number 8, Samantha Shelton.
Samantha Shelton with the serve here for OPRF. Stetton will serve it up once again. Day tried to go for the kill. That time it will not stay in bounds. So OPRF takes a 5-point lead now. Well served by OPRF Day with another spike. No. Ball is kept alive there. What a hustle play by Piper Barber. As the ball will go back over to OPRF. Blocked there by Day, and that will be another York point. Or no, it'll be an OPRF point.
That was another great point these two teams have been playing. OPRF starting to pull away a little bit, but Duke's still piling together some great points against this team.
Day will have that one deflected off the hands of the OPRF defender.
It's the second point they've lost to a net violation, Luca. And those are some things you just kind of have to control your body. And it's really hard when all your momentum is going forward, but they're going to have to clean it up.
OPRF will spike this one. Emily Felberg tried to save it in the backcourt.
And that one was just out of reach. That was a perfectly placed ball. I don't think you could have. You put it basically right in the corner. I don't think you could have put it in a better spot. And
absolutely. It's a good job by OPRF just being able to read the court, seeing where there might be some dead zones.
That's 7 straight points they've won. It was an 8-7 game, and now York is forced to use their second timeout. And speaking of timeouts, we're going to take a timeout. You're watching York Varsity Girls Volleyball live on York Sports Network.
Back here after the quick timeout taken by York. 15-7 ball game here. As hit there is tried by York, but it will go way out of bounds.
Jessie Trapp, who's normally been excellent with her spikes, getting multiple kills early in the game. She's kind of slowed down, just as her team slowed down when the Huskies took that big lead, and she just hits that kill attempt just a little bit too far and out of bounds.
I will stay here on York's side, but an incredible play there by Emmeline Stetton. Able to read the defense there, finding an open hole. Just using it to York's advantage.
Yeah, and that stops a 8-0 run by this Huskies team.
It's OPRF. Give the ball back. Felberg almost loses it, but Stetton will keep it in. Day will give it back into OPRF territory. OPRF with the spike. And Emmeline Stetton was not able to hold on to that ball, and it goes out of bounds.
There's just so many hard hitters from the Huskies on the court right now, and it's not giving York a lot of breathing room, in all honesty, and I think that's why they're starting to pull away.
Stetton with the serve there to Rodriguez. And that ball will go out of bounds. Piper Barber tried to keep it in. But once again, OPRF reading York like a book.
Just another spike that was just smoked by the Huskies, and it's not one specific player. It's really the whole team just smoking the ball, and it's making it really hard to dig out of.
So OPRF will spike it there. Piper Barber will not be able to keep control of that ball. It will go out of bounds once again. 19-8 now. This could look like the end of the first set for York.
I know you folks at home have a harder time hearing it, but the sound on some of these hits from the Huskies are just, it's just so loud.
Violent,
yeah.
Violently loud. As there is a violent play there by York. Or no, they'll say that went out of bounds.
A lot of close calls. The ball just bouncing just past the line, and they can't pick up these points. And it's their 4th or 5th point that's been extremely close.
As the ball will be put right back into York territory by Grace Nelson there for OPRF. They now have 21 to York's 8. OPRF serves it up to Barber. Barber to Felberg. Felberg to Rodriguez. OPRF tries to spike it over, and it will go off the hands of Rodriguez, which will be another OPRF point.
Rodriguez and Trapp trying to block a lot of these attempted kills from Oak Park, and they're just hitting it so hard it's just rolling off their fingers over to the Duke side of the court.
As there's another kill there by OPRF. OPRF with another point there.
Duke's letting that one go, and it just clips the corner of the court. And it's not the first time that's happened. And
it was a great job there by number 8, Samantha Shelton. As there Trapp will be able to get a point there for York, as a couple of changes will be made. In for the Dukes now, Amalia Taliopoulos and Eddie Hesh coming back into the game for possibly this final run of the first set.
Yeah, Huskies 1 point away from taking the first set. Duke's trying to complete a comeback.
So PRF will get it blocked by Taliopoulos. Trapp gets it to go in, stay in OPRF territory.
The comeback is beginning, Luca.
Absolutely.
2-0 run.
Shutout here by York. Hesh will serve. OPRF will take away the first set. Grace Nelson with the kill there to send it into a second set. Final score 25-10 of set 1.
Yeah, and Luca, I think what York's really looking to do in this second set to try and get one back and forth the third set is you got to be able to try and eliminate a lot of the hard hits that Oak Park is getting early in these points, because we're seeing in a lot of the quick points that we're winning, they'll get a hard spike. The Duke's able to dig the first one out, but it doesn't give them enough time to reset. And then Oak Park is able to set up a play and then eventually win the point off of a kill. So they have to start hitting the ball, getting some hits of their own. But Oak Park is on point tonight. I mean, they're putting the ball exactly where they want it to be. Everyone around is doing an excellent job. But the Dukes are showing some life in the first set. No, I mean, Jessie Trapp started out really well. If she can find her game back, I think that gives them a realistic shot. Taliopoulos had a couple of nice plays early when she first checked in. and Roach up front. I think that this helps. The height that they have will help them out, especially with all of the height that they have at setter and up front, even behind.
Yeah. We'll see if York can send it to a third set here in this beginning of the second set. Don't go anywhere, folks. You are watching York Sports Network. Welcome back, friends. We are here for the second set of this York OPRF girls varsity volleyball matchup. York will start with the ball here. Stetton serving, and she will start this second set off with an incredible serve. 1-0 already. York off to an electric start, and the bench is feeling it. Stetton will serve again. And once again, OPRF starting out a little sleepy off the bench after the first set. Maybe they used all of their energy.
Yeah, Duke's doing an excellent job coming out early, attacking early, and getting some early points on the board.
They will try and get a rally going here. They'll be sent back by OPRF, as that'll be a point there for OPRF, as Jessie Trapp could not get it to go quite over the net. OPRF serves. Stetton will set it up, and that will go over. Layla Rodriguez there with an incredible kill there, making it a 3-1 game very early into this second set.
She gets up extremely high with her jump. She's got a great jump, and then she hits it straight down. No chance for the Kansas commit Grace Nelson to dig that one out.
Addie Hesh with a great serve and a quick end to a rally there.
It always feels good to get an ace, Luca.
OPRF tries to keep it alive, but no. 5-1 now. York finding a sign of life here.
Not just a sign of life, Luca. They're on a roll right now. I mean, a completely different team than what we saw in the first set. They are dominating right now.
York able to keep it alive here, going into OPRF territory. They'll go for the spike there, and it will be a wild success.
That point was what Oak Park did so well in the first half, able to get Dukes to dive for balls, just not really getting the shot they want over the net, and that able to set them Oak Park up for a great return.
So we'll be able to keep it alive, but it dances off the net. Jesse Trapp tried to get it back there, but no, it'll dance out of bounds. OPRF with the serve now. Hesh over to Trapp, who is able to lightly tap it over the net.
Got a little
6-3 now.
little love tap from Trapp, and that's all she needed. She saw the hole between the right side and then the back three Huskies, and she was just able to just get it over, and that was perfectly placed.
Kaliopoulos with the rejection there as she will recover the ball, gives it up, and that will go off the fingertips. Jesse Trapp will get another Duke's point going.
Great job by Trapp, and a little bit of a arm thrown up from the Huskies, and it just hits their finger, and not a real great opportunity to return it.
As that will be yet another error for OPRF, as they will call a timeout. And my goodness, York with a sign of life here, a completely new team. We did not see anything like this in the first set. Now, obviously, it's very early to call, and it's a sort of marginal lead, given that it's very early in the set. But Connor, I mean, geez, we are really seeing something.
I mean, and this is excellent volleyball played by these Lady Dukes, Luca. And I'll tell you what, if they keep up, they will win this set in just dominant fashion. They're executing to near perfection on majority of their points. And I really think it starts with taking your time when you have the ball on your half of the court, taking your time and making sure you get the shot you really want to hit over. I think part of the reason they fell behind so quickly in the middle of the first set was they just weren't getting the shots over that they wanted when the ball was on their side of the court.
Barber will serve. A quick kill there by OPRF, going off the hands of Barber.
Yeah, Kira Cleaton of Oak Park River Forest with another kill. She's had a couple of those in the first set, and she picks up her first of the second set.
Ball bounces off the hands of Taliopoulos, giving OPRF another point. Coming out of the huddle on a 2-0 run. As that will end that 2-0 run with a quick, very low serve. Jesse Trapp will serve for York now. She will hit the ball over perfectly as York will try and get it over the net. OPRF will follow suit, and they will get it out right into the corner of Duke's territory. 9-6 now.
Yeah, and Luca, I hate to be critical, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the way that point went down, just because I felt like Taliopoulos could have set it to maybe Trapp or Stetton, but instead she tried to win the point, but she almost just got denied by the net. She was lucky that went over, and it ended up in an Oak Park win.
Taliopoulos will give this one up, and that will be another Rolling Dukes point. Emmeline Stetton gets it to go off the fingertips of a couple OPRF defenders.
Great rebound from the last play, Luca. Last point didn't end the way you wanted it to, and you come back and win a quick point to extend your lead.
As York will be able to keep this ball alive, going into OPRF territory, and that'll be a Duke's point. Oh my goodness.
That is absolutely incredible. What a save. The duo of Emily Fehlberg and Jesse Trapp coming through, and everyone in this gym is fired up, and rightfully so.
My goodness.
Absolutely incredible.
As, well, not as impressive of a play is made there. Piper Barber losing control of the ball there. Settles down the crowd a bit. 11-7 now.
Duke still have a nice 4-point lead. Not completely out of the woods yet, but still nice to have that kind of lead.
As there is an incredible fake there by Stetton. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. I looked down for a second, and I guess is the ball still in play? I don't know.
No, they blew the whistle, Luca, and Oak Park. It had bounced, and they thought it hit the arms of one of their players trying to dig it out, so they kept playing the point. But no, it's a Duke's point.
And there's another Duke's point. 13-7 now. Substitution is made here by OPRF.
Yeah, Luca, and they're getting hot at the right times. Just when you think OPRF might start coming back to tie this game up, the Dukes just extend their lead, and now their largest lead, 6-1. Or I'm sorry, 6-point lead, their largest of the second set.
Rejected at the rim there by Emmeline Stetton. Says, no thank you and no soup for you.
Makes it a 7-point lead. Lucky number 7, Luca.
Absolutely. Beating them by double. As York not able to keep control of the ball there, Rodriguez did not expect that ball to come over the net. 14-8 now. If York keeps this up, they will, in fact, be forcing a third set, but Emily Felberg not able to get the ball to go quite over the net there. 14-9 now. OPRF serves Felberg. Gives it up to Barber. Day gets it over to OPRF. And is sent back by Rodriguez to OPRF territory. Day will set. Wow. Day will set trap up there perfectly. Giving another Duke's point. And the bench, the crowd, and Campbell Gym is fired up with the second set.
Luca, that's the kind of Jessie trap we're used to, where you see these hard, loud hits that just end points. And she's kind of the closer for this team when she gets the ball set to her, and it's a good set, and she gets a good hit. Don't expect a good return, or any return at all.
OPRF gets it into Duke's territory. Stetton sends it over back into Duke's territory. Great save by Felberg. Stetton gets it into Duke's territory, but that will be an OPRF point. Still an incredibly acrobatic and athletic play by the Dukes.
I know they lost the point, Luca, but I feel like they're just tracking the ball so much better. The reaction time is definitely better than it was the first set. They're just kind of adjusting to the speed of hits from this Huskies team.
Stetton tries to go for a kill there. Back up to Stetton, and she will get it there. 16-10 now.
Huskies went to their best player, Grace Nelson. She couldn't put it away. Dukes, nice dig and nice setup. And Stetton puts it away. Excellent job. Addie Hesh comes back in now for the Dukes.
As Amalia Taliopoulos will come back in for the Dukes too. Two sophomores on this team, Amalia Taliopoulos and Katie Day, both showing some great highlights today, as there is one. Oh, nope, never mind. As there was almost one from Taliopoulos, but I guess they will still say it's fair play, as there is a point for OPRF. Minimal error made there by the Dukes, Jessie Trapp. As there is a low, low flying serve. Watch your head. 17-11 now.
I didn't have the right arcing, which is the line drive. It didn't start off high enough. And just goes right into the net.
As there's a little rejection there by Taliopoulos in the front. She'll get this back into OPRF territory as there is a real stop there by Lily Roach. As a timeout is called by OPRF. 18-11 ball game in favor of York for this second set. It's looking like a third set right now.
Yeah, Luca, and they got to keep it up. They have 6 more points they need to win, but this is kind of what we saw in the first set with the Dukes, and Oak Park using their second and final timeout, but the Dukes looking to put the second set away and force a third set and keep their hopes of pulling the upset off alive. But they're playing some excellent volleyball right now. Best we've seen them play all day. That couple of rough stretches in the first set, and they've had some out of this world stretches this second set.
As York is fired up and ready to go, already back on the court. OPRF getting out of their huddle now. York only needs 7 more to put this set away. OPRF spikes it here. Sent out by Taliopoulos, but it is out on York. 18-12.
Nearly a block from Amalia, but it just rolls off the fingertips. There's, like I said before, there's been multiple of those this game, and it just deflects out of bounds for a Huskies point.
As OPRF will meet Lily Roach at the net there. Another Huskies point.
And one of the things Roach has going for her, I mean, she's incredibly tall and she's got some long arms, so that just gives her better reach, and she's able to get more up on the net than most players.
As that will be another Huskies point. Ball goes slightly out of bounds, but nonetheless it is still out of bounds on York. Taliopoulos will keep the ball alive here for York. Stuff at the rim by OPRF. And I'm sorry, I just said rim instead of net. As OPRF will keep the ball alive there. Back into Duke's territory. Taliopoulos will set up Barber. And Taliopoulos tries to go for the fake there, but OPRF will not be fooled. There is a attempted spike there. Barber able to keep it up there. Another attempted spike here, and that one will not land in bounds. Great effort, though, by Emily Stetton.
Yeah, for 2 straight attempted spikes from Stetton that were returned by the Huskies, and then she goes for the little tap, but unfortunately it just goes out of bounds.
Taliopoulos will try and go for the kill there. And that will be a Duke's point, 20-14 now, as Taliopoulos will sub out and Day will come in. And Emily Felberg also coming back in, subbed out will be Eddie Hesch. As there is a OPRF point after the attempted block there by Emmeline Stetton. Score surely is tightened up, but York still has a 5-point lead. But OPRF will tighten it up even more, 20-16 now, as even Naraki will come in. And Jessie Trapp will come out.
Yeah, Luca, right back to where we started, a tight 4-point game.
As there is OPRF with the spike, and they will be successful with that, going off the fingertips of Emily Felberg, as York will call a timeout with OPRF making a little noise here.
Yeah, and I think this timeout for Coach P is just to get his players to relax, reset, and just kind of get them to refocus and recenter themselves. You know, you had a decent lead, and it's halved now. Well, a 3-point lead, a 6+ point lead earlier. Now, only a 3-point lead, and it'd be such a shame if they were to give up this lead. They're so close to winning the second set, and I think that's what's going on in Coach P's mind is give my girls a chance to reset. We can go over some plays that will hopefully allow us to put this second set away.
Yeah, York needs 5 more points, and OPRF needs 8 to win the set. As both teams will come out of their respective huddles, and they will come onto the respective court at the respective York High School. Day will go for little lob over, little love tap there by Katie Day.
Yeah, and those are working extremely well for York because of 2 things. One, I mean, the way they're playing it off, you're just not expecting it. And 2, they're going with majority spikes, and when it comes, it just catches them so off guard. And they're perfectly placed by the Dukes. It makes it extremely hard to return.
OPRF will keep the ball alive, or at least try to. York.
Speaking of hard to return, Emma Stewart.
Yeah.
With a near, I can't believe that made it over the net, Luca. She just kind of stuck her arms out there trying to, just looking at her teammates for help, and made it all the way over, and no one could do anything about it.
OPRF will spike it here, and they will be met at the net for another Dukes point.
And the Dukes are tightening it up now and starting to pull away, Luca. They're fixing the little mistakes that they were making when Oak Park was making their little run, and they're looking back to the way they were earlier in the second set.
So OPRF try and put this away, but no. York will keep it alive again and again. So OPRF will keep it alive here. Try to get it back into Duke's territory. Spike is no bueno, and that will go into the ref's territory. Neither team's territory, so last touch by York.
Last touch by the ref, actually, Luca.
Last touch by the ref.
Hit his left shoulder, but the last team to touch it were the Dukes, and that will be out of bounds.
As Day get it back into OPRF territory. OPRF keeping it alive. Goes for a fake there. Ball is juggled into the back. Back to York. Day almost wanted to kill it there, but no. OPRF met at the rim. Jeez, met at the net.
Someone's in basketball season.
It's almost here. And we are seeing a rally and a half, folks. Going and going and going.
Easily the best point of the night. I mean, this one's been going on for forever, and now the question is who's going to make the first mistake.
Going off the basketball rim. There's a glimpse of basketball as this set is still going.
No one's giving.
But the wall will give OPRF some mercy there. 23-19, my goodness. York trying to do everything they can to make sure that OPRF does not put this set away, or else it is game.
Yeah, Coach P calling another timeout. He knows he needs to come through, take this set, keep his team's chances alive. And Luca, I'm not gonna lie, early in the point, I didn't say anything because I didn't realize it was gonna go on for so long. I thought it was gonna end shortly after, but I think there was a double touch by one of the Huskies players, and a lot of parents were signaling double touch too. It looked like she initially it hit her hand, and then she set it to one of her, I think actually to Grace Nelson, kind of in the middle of that rally. You can't double touch in volleyball, so I think that one should have been Duke's point, but
ref had other plans.
she was also tucked between most of her teammates, so he might have just missed it, in all honesty. There were so many bodies up front at the ball.
As this set will start back up. OPRF serving. Day tries to close it there. But an incredible save there by York. Day will get the Dukes, or OPRF, to juggle the ball around and out of their hands.
And that was such a great save by Ava Naraki, keeping the point alive. And then Catherine Day with a huge hit to Grace Nelson, who couldn't do anything, and it's Duke's point.
As there is an OPRF point. York needs just one more to send it to a third set.
Oak Park looking to get the 24 or 25 point margin, so the Dukes, you need to win by 2. York just looking to put this one away.
York will keep it alive there. Marvelous job there.
Oh my God, this is getting ridiculous. Excellent saves all around.
Got another rally going. York still trying to put this away. OPRF trying to save face here. As, oh my goodness, another save. And that one will go way back into OPRF territory. OPRF will go for the spike. And that is going to be a third set.
Duke's
Ball being set over, then way out of bounds. And that is going to be a third set.
Luca, the Dukes, they started off hot in the second set. Got a little scary towards the end. They pull it off. This is just incredible. I mean, they were able to pull it off, force a third set, and I'm going to be honest, majority of the state thought that this game would be a straight set victory for Oak Park, but a couple of us believed, including myself, and Dukes forced a third set. And you know, the biggest thing now, Luca, they have all the momentum in their favor, and they need to continue what they're doing. Offensively, you need to just play the game at your own pace, speed it up when you think it's necessary, throw in those little deception taps over the net, and speed it up when you think it's necessary, slow it down when you think it's necessary. And defensively, you got to stand your ground. I think on the points they lose, their feet are not set completely. They're kind of just dancing around. Obviously, you have to be able to move to get to the ball, but also when you know it's probably coming your way, you have to stand your ground firmly. And they did a nice job of all of those things in the second set. They need to continue that in the third set that we're going to see. And also, they did an excellent job of neutralizing Grace Nelson, the Kansas commit. She was very quiet, and that puts more pressure on her teammates. She was majority of the offense for Oak Park in the first set, pretty quiet in the second set. They're going to need her to step up big time if they want to put this game away. But the Dukes were able to neutralize her in the second set. They might have, found that secret sauce, keep it going. But
couldn't have said it better, Connor. We will step aside here as the third set will be starting very soon. Don't go anywhere.
Third set about to start, folks, and for those of you watching, you know it's been an absolutely incredible game so far. Dukes took the second set after losing the first set to OPRF, and this is the third and final set. Winner take all, Luca.
Absolutely. This is going to be a competitive set. We were talking about a bit over the break. I mean, this will be we're predicting a lot of rallies for sure from both sides.
A lot of long points, and I think the key is who will be able to. It's about not making the first mistake in those super long rallies.
As mistake is avoided there by York.
Speaking of long rallies, we got something cooking up here, folks.
Already the first play, but nope, the first rally will be in favor of York. First point for the Lady Dukes of the third set.
Jessie Trapp with another kill, and she's been excellent this game. Slow, cooled off at the end of the first set, but she's been excellent ever since then.
As there is another error by OPRF. Going off the fingertips of an OPRF defender.
And this is exactly how the second set started. Just these hot start from the Dukes.
Ball will go way up into the rafters, and that shouldn't be a point for anyone in my books, but yeah, that'll be a point for OPRF. I don't know about that one. I mean, obviously this isn't a dome, but we don't have a roof, or we have a roof here over York.
Huskies able to tie it up after losing the first 2 points, and Luca, like we said, this is going to be a very tight third set. It's probably going to be a bloodbath this third set.
On both sides.
Yeah, I think the key is just winning those long rallies and those quick points.
Yep, and a quick point there by the Dukes. So a couple of subs will be made. Eddie Hesh and Amalia Taliopoulos coming in to the match. And Hesh will serve. York with a quick spike there. And that will be another Dukes point there by Rodriguez. 4-2 now of 2-8. Electric start here in Campbell Gym to the third set. So OPRF will get the ball tapped right over the net and over to Dukes. As, yeah, this is already a close matchup.
Yeah, that was a good job. They're starting to find those little corners, that the spots. They're pinpointing the ball exactly on the spots where no one else is, and they're doing a great job.
Piper Barber serving for the Dukes now. As that ball will go over and dance around on the net going into York territory. Fingertips on the ball there by OPRF. PRF goes for the spike here. And that will be an OPRF point right into the corner of the corner of the corner of York territory. Incredible kill there. PRF will block that spike, but they were the last ones to touch it, as it will be out on them. Jessie Trapp will serve for the Dukes now. as that will be a side out on York. OPRF will get the point there, 6-5 now. York getting it into OPRF territory. OPRF with the spike. And that'll be an OPRF point. And some Duke's parents not happy about that call, as it looked to be out of bounds on OPRF. Most questionable call of the day so far. As there is a little slight tap over some OPRF Huskies. Is it the Lady Huskies?
I mean, a Husky could be.
Yeah.
Husky's a dog. A Duke is, well, I mean, you guys know our logo.
Yeah.
Emlyn Stetton with another great little tap over the net.
A Duke, to say the least, is a distinguished gentleman. As there is a distinguished play there by York. What a stuff there by Emlyn Stetton.
And Luca, I haven't seen his stuff in this good since I had Thanksgiving dinner last November. Incredible by the Dukes. Nope, don't like that one?
No.
Okay, no more Thanksgiving jokes on stream.
And the ball will, well, just go right over some Dukes' heads, some Lady Dukes' heads.
Piper Barber, she dove for it, and she just timed her dive wrong, and she couldn't get it.
As there is a marginal error made by OPRF. Ball being juggled around, hits the net, and goes out of bounds on OPRF.
Luca 9-7, and no team has showed any signs of pulling away.
As there's a quick stuff there by Stetton. As Day will get the lob, she will try to tap it over. Dukes keep it alive. Tapped over again into OPRF territory. Now on the Duke side. Now back on the Duke side. And we have another rally, if I do say so myself. And that will end the rally in a OPRF victory there.
And Luca, no team is really giving in to one another. The largest lead of the third set has been 2 points. And really, the largest lead in the entire game was when Oak Park just went on that monster run in the first set. But ever since, the leads for both teams have been getting smaller and smaller.
And it all comes down to this third set. We could be seeing the final match. And that will be a OPRF point. Tie game now 9-9.
Just hit a little bit too long. And it tied back up, 9 apiece. Starting from scratch, Luca.
That ball will be on the floor of Duke's territory. Couldn't quite be saved there by the Dukes, as a timeout is called by York, as OPRF is leading 10-9. Connor Choi will be taking us the rest of the way for this game. So I will be stepping aside.
Hey, he's got his cross-country awards night. We wish the best to you, Luca. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Luca DeSanto for the girls' varsity volleyball game. After this timeout, it'll just be me, Connor Choi. But tight game ahead. Huskies lead 10-9. You're watching York girls varsity volleyball live on York Sports Network. We welcome you back as third set has resumed, and the spike from Oak Park results in an OPRF point. It's number 10, Chua Woodson, with that monster hit. Dukes trying to get their lead back. This one's set to Catherine Day, who makes the kill. Makes it an 11-10 game. Huskies lead by only 1 now, and no team still, with all the lead changes, the ties, no team has had a lead greater than 3 points, and this one is extremely close. Katie Day, excellent kill. And Stetton serve. This one's tapped over. Stetton sets it up, trap for the kill. Dug out by Oak Park. This one hit by Nelson. This one's returned, and this one is gonna be a Huskies point. Katie Day could not get it back to where her teammates were. I mean, that would be an extremely difficult play. But Huskies get a 2-point lead back. Duke's doing a great job keeping this game close. Both teams, when down, have done an extremely great job this third set, keeping it close. And now Oak Park wins the point. It's 13-10, largest lead of the day for either team, or of this third set, I should say, for either team. And we're in a tight game. And this serve is going to be long. Dukes get a point back. Serve was long. Number 4, Kinsey Smith, the captain for Oak Park. Her serve just slightly long. Addie Hesch checks in for Emily Fellberg. Hesch going to serve. Slow start serving for her in the game, but she's been excellent ever since. This one's set, spike. This one's hit down, nice save by Toliopoulos. Set from Stetton, and a spike later. And this one's blocked, but it's gonna go out of bounds. Oak Park point. And slowly but surely, their lead is holding steady at 3, and they're looking to make it even more. And this one, Hesch with the bump, over to Stetton. Trap, spike, dug out by the Huskies. And this one from Nelson is just smoked. And it's going to be tipped off by the Dukes. Huskies now have a 4-point lead. It's 15-11. Dukes looking for an answer now. Hesch with a long bump. This one goes to Nelson, who is able to pick up the point. And the Dukes forced to use their second and final timeout of this set. Need to reset. They're now down 5 points. And both these teams are in timeout. We will step aside. Huskies lead 16-11 over the York Dukes, live on York Sports Network. You're watching girls varsity volleyball. We welcome you back from the break. Both teams out of their respective huddles post-York timeout. Huskies still have both their timeouts left. York with 0 remaining, trailing by 5 points. And Hesch able to return the serve over to Trap, the spike. This one's hit up. It could be trouble for the Huskies. Nice recovery. Nelson spike is rejected, but the ball makes its way over to the Huskies side, and now they go to Nelson once again, who spikes and kills the point, wins it for the Huskies. It's going to be 17-11, and a thriller second set, and the start to an excellent third set is slowly getting further and further away from the Dukes. They're looking to make a stand. Nice dig by Barber. Over to Trapp, who spikes it down and gets the kill. Excellent job, Jesse Trapp. Oh, that's incredible. Dukes get a point after losing 4 straight. Oh. Ash to Toliopoulos. Excellent kill. Amalia Toliopoulos, the sophomore, making her impact felt in the 3rd set. And people have been raving about this young lady, and she is showing everyone why. She has been absolutely sensational so far. Timeout. Or I'm sorry, not a timeout. New server for Oak Park. It's going to be number 23, Izzy Kabir. Toliopoulos. And it's over to Trapp, who gets the kill. Jesse Trapp once again coming through big time for the Dukes. Makes it 14-8. It's now only a 4-point deficit. Trapp to serve, and she makes her way up. Dukes looking for something. Toliopoulos' kill is rejected, but it's going to go out of bounds. Dukes pick up the point, and they're starting to make a comeback in what's turning into the game of the year for York. Oak Park forced to take a timeout as their lead is now only 3 points, 18-15. With both teams in timeout, we're going to take a timeout too. Duke's starting to make a comeback. Watching Varsity Girls Volleyball live on York Sports Network. We welcome you back from timeout. Dukes chasing only 3 points. Jesse Trapp remains in as the Duke server. Nelson spikes it, dug out by Hesh, saved by Roach. Oh, and this one nearly saved again by Barber on the second spike, but it goes out of bounds. 19-15. Huskies just need 6 more points regardless of the final score. The Dukes playing an excellent game. They've been extremely competitive in 2 out of the 3 sets. This one hit over by Toliopoulos. Spike down, and it's in. Excellent job, Emmeline Stetton, the senior. Picks up the point for the Dukes. And now it's a 3-point game. The Dukes still looking to go on a second much-needed run. This one spiked down, and Oak Park gets to the 20-point mark. Now only 5 points away from victory. And extends the lead to 4. Grace Nelson, the new server. Oh, excellent serve. Can anyone get there? And the answer is no. Initially hit Trapp. Katie Day tried to come over and save it. And Emmeline Stetton went to the sidelines, could not do anything. And nice dig by Barber. Set by Trapp. Spike by Day. This one saved by the Huskies. This one, the spike. The rejection is nearly good. It looked like it hit the net. No call from the officials. And this one tapped over, and it's off the fist of Nelson, who can't do anything about it. The Dukes pick up the point. So despite the no call on the potential ball hitting the net, they pick up the point anyways. Emma Stewart. It's now 21-17. Nice serve. Got two Huskies reaching for it. They need to get something over. This one, oh, it's tipped by the hands of Emmeline Stetton and Layla Rodriguez. We have some subs. Lily Roach back in. Out goes Emma Stewart. Piper Barber back in. No, Lily Roach comes out. She wasn't coming in. It was just Piper Barber for Emma Stewart. There's a whistle. The Dukes get the point. So it's 22-18. The Dukes looking to make their final push. It needs to be now. Stetton's serve is a good one, just barely dug out by the Huskies. And the spike is rejected, but out of bounds. So Huskies will pick up another point. Score is now 23-18. OPRF 2 points away from winning the Thriller in Elmhurst. Stetton sets for Trapp. Trapp dunks it in perfectly. Didn't hit it very hard, just a little floater, drops in no man's land. And the Dukes pick up a much needed point. However, they still trail by 4. Oak Park needing just 2 more points to win. And the ball's in Addie Hesch's hands, who serves it to her left. This one is not able to be dug out by Emmeline Stetton. And the score is now 24-19. The Huskies win any points before the Dukes get to 24. That'll be game. So Dukes on their last life. Set, spike, Trapp, wins it. And the Huskies wanted it to be out, but it's a point for the Dukes. 20-24, it's exactly what they needed. This one has just gotten a little bit closer. Piper Barber. It's up and away. They set it to Nelson. Dug out by Hesch. Stetton with the set. Trapp with the kill. She gets it. Jessie Trapp comes through for the Dukes. It's 24-21. Dukes staying alive. Barber to serve once again. This one set to Nelson. Nelson spikes it. Dug out by Hesch once again. Stetton with the set. Trapp with the little bump. It's going to roll over into Oak Park territory. Nelson once again, and she gets the kill. And the Huskies are going to win in a 3-set thriller in Elmhurst. One of the best games of the season for the Dukes, nearly completing the upset of number 5 Oak Park River Forest. Unfortunately, they fall just short. This is a nice game played by both teams. First set was all Huskies. Second set, the Dukes came out rolling and they were able to put it away. Third set came down to the wire, but that mid-set run by Oak Park was what pushed them over the edge and secured them the victory. And Dukes fall just short. And I've been Connor Choi. Luca DeSanto was the other announcer who had to depart early. We'd also like to thank Griffin, Hanna, Jackson Rennick, Zach Homolka, as well as Henry Borchers for helping out with the stream tonight. You've been watching York Sports Network and yet another girls volleyball stream. If you're looking for another game to watch, the York boys soccer team is leading 2-0 in their playoff game. Also streamed live on York Sports Network. You'll be tuning in to listen to Christian McQuaid and Ryan Bird. But that'll do it for us tonight in Elmhurst. Go Dukes.